Hey, hey, Mom.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, welcome
Good,
to
good.
Champagne and
Yes.
Conversation.
Cheers.
Look, I know I didn't have my bottle ready today. And how is that? You gotta say cheers.
Cheers. I know.
How are you?
To yourself.
I'm great.
Good,
Hot, but
good,
I'm good. Good to
good.
see
Good to
you. Oh
see
my
you as
goodness.
well. I know it's
It,
been a minute.
it's
It's
been
been
a
a minute.
minute. Oh
Yeah.
my goodness. It's been like and it's funny now we connect and it's been COVID. So we're in the house and we see each other and we didn't even get to see each
To see
other
each other
out.
when it wasn't right. Exactly.
I think the last time I saw you, we were walking into um Radio One. We were Silver
Mm.
Spring, I think.
Okay, in DC.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
was like, hey, how you
Hey.
doing? And you're always running and
Funny.
I'm gonna call you, and then I don't hear from
We don't do it. I know. And I wonder if that's an industry thing. Hey girl, I'm gonna call you. I got you. But I don't know.
you. You hear so many people say that, like they'll be in the airport and let's exchange numbers, let's connect, and
Right,
everybody's
right,
like so high energy, and then
right. I
you
think the
know,
intent is there, and I think I don't know what happens after that.
the industry. It just takes you over.
Right,
And then you're like,
exactly.
okay, I was supposed to do this, but I have 10 more things to do. So
Right,
it's just what it
exactly,
is. So
exactly.
how have you been? How is everything right now with, us being in quarantine and under this pandemic situation? I know you're used to working from home, but how is it going for you?
It's not bad. I'm actually an introvert, so I don't mind it. But the difference is you telling me I can't go outside, as opposed to me being, as opposed to me going outside when I feel like it. So I think that's probably the only the difference. The difference is that the difference is having to wear a mask and it's hot as heck outside. So it's different variables, but I think it depends on how you're dealing with this situation.
It's so funny that you say you're introvert because there's so many artists, and I'm just going to call you an artist as
Mhm.
well because you definitely stepped into that. But it's so funny that artists say that they're introverts, but they have to be so on. I mean,
Mhm.
with all the people that you have to work with and
Mhm.
having to be on, that you say that you're an introvert. So I guess
I
I
know.
guess now it gives you a little break, huh?
It gives you a little break. And I think I think this was done for a reason. What reason we're not sure of yet. I think it was meant for everybody to kind of slow down and figure things out and kind of maybe get to know yourself again. So
Yeah.
you just got to take the opportunity to just figure it all out.
So
So,
what have you been doing? Are you still with Empire?
yep, I'm still with Empire
Okay.
Consulting. So we've been still doing that. But it's just different now. Mixer meetings are now Zoom calls. Everything is a Zoom call. Everything is now video chat and conference calls and now videos and things like that. Where before it was like, okay, let's just get on the phone. We're good. So I guess now people not seeing each other. And I think one perspective is that if you live alone or if you're in the house and you're used to social interaction, you could get lonely. So I think people want to see people. I think, because you miss that socialness. And I think that's probably why we're on so many Zoom calls.
Yeah, I mean, I do, and I mean, sometimes I do get to the point where I'm like, okay, you know,
Right.
I talk to somebody, can I sing a song? Can
Right.
I text? I don't know. I've been here making up
Right.
dances, like
Right.
whatever I can do.
Right.
The house is probably as clean as it has ever been. I
Right.
mean, I
Right.
probably use like 10 bottles of bleach. It's just that kind of thing. But now, by you being on the East Coast, were
Mhm.
you going to the West to your meetings before, or you
No,
were?
it just depends on what was going on. I think the biggest thing is that, there was no really BET awards to go to this year, which is where everybody in June usually gather and see each other and do all that. And that didn't happen this year. Of course, we know it happened virtually, but otherwise than that didn't happen. I mean, traveling has come to a halt,
Yeah.
which is okay because I want us to be safe. I don't think we're out there being safe like we should. So,
Correct. Are you
yeah,
you haven't traveled at all since the?
nope,
Oh,
nope.
wow.
The last time when I was in New York was February,
Okay.
and
But
that's
you could
hard.
drive there. That would be easy.
I
I'm
could
really
drive,
gonna.
but yeah, I'm not. No, because then I have to stay in a hotel, and then I have to do that, and I'm not prepared for that yet. So I don't know where we are with that. So my mom is in New York. My family's in New York actually as well as business, but I'll talk to you on the phone.
It's funny you say that because I was having like a moment with this whole in and like you said by yourself and that, and I needed to put my feet in some water. I
Mm,
needed to get I needed to become one with me. I'm a Virgo, so I needed that
Oh,
earth.
ooh, you're a Virgo. Ooh, I'm sure you was in there talking to yourself a plenty of times. Yeah, I'm sure that was going down.
So at the end of the day, I had to go, and I am, a member, a good member of, a certain type of hotel and that, and
Mm-hmm.
normally I'm in and I'm, everything is like
Mm-hmm.
I'm fine and I'm not worried about anything.
Mm-hmm.
However, yes, you're right. Going in with the mask, and even though we're, social distancing, I mean, but a lot of people were as if it was nothing. I mean, they
Mm-hmm.
were having lunch, obviously, our kind of, the little areas outside where you can
Right.
sit and such, we were kind of all separated, but Vu threw a party and they were on the lawn. I was just like, oh my gosh. And I was kind of maneuvering through because,
Right.
I'm gonna get my champagne, of course, but
Right.
oh no, it was like girlfriends just having a regular afternoon. It
Oh
was
yeah, no.
no
Even
social
like some of my friends, we were like, okay, we're gonna meet, but we were all lined up in our cars in the parking lot, still social distancing, but getting some social activity as well. But we weren't all like, mm-mm, that's not happening. And when I see it, I'm leaving. Like it's not, I'm not staying. So I don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it was, and I did end up staying. And I was a little nervous, like even outside, like on
Mm-hmm.
the terrace part, that you have your private area. I was sitting outside with the mask on. It felt
Mm-hmm.
so crazy because it was people not that close, but
Mm-hmm.
still, you're like, I
Mm-hmm.
don't know if this is safe or not. Then I came back, and of course, I'm having all the symptoms. I'm feeling like I got this, I got that. I'm like, I need
It's
to
so
go
sad.
get it.
The minute you start coughing or sneezing, you're like, oh, please don't let me have it. Please don't let
And
me
it
have
was
it.
sinus, but I mean, who knew? And you're like, I can't no more. I have to just deal with it. I have
Yeah.
to put my feet in the bath water or something. I
Have
don't
you
know.
been building your immune system up and everything?
Yeah.
Okay.
We actually part of my team has a vitamin that we use often. It's by Tava Lifestyle,
Mm-hmm.
and it has selenium in it. So that
Okay.
too is something to help to build the immune system. So we've been taking that, and then
Okay.
of course at the very beginning I was doing all the combinations, the
Mm-hmm.
elderberry,
The zinc,
the
vitamin C.
emergency, yes,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
all
Mm-hmm.
of that.
Mm-hmm.
And I kind of, as time went on, we phased out of it a little bit. You get comfortable because you figure you're in the house, and but yeah, when I came back, I was like popping everything, like, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. But part of it I think too is that as we stay in, we get used to our own germs, right?
Right.
And then when we get out, now we're, coming in contact with so many other people, you're going to feel strange anyway, as to
Right.
where
Right.
our bodies used to ward that off
Yeah.
normally. Now we're like on defense
I
for everything.
carry a little bag. I got wipes, Lysol, mask. Oh, you don't have one? Okay, let me get you one.
I
So,
know that, yeah,
but
definitely that.
yeah, but
So
definitely building
now,
your immune system is important.
right. So now how are your artists doing? I mean, I know that you spend a lot of time out, on the road with them. How are they, adapting to having to be in? Have you all kind of come up with a new plan in terms of, what they will be doing while we're under this?
Not just yet. There are some that are able to afford to be able to be off, and there are some that are not. So I'm not really sure, kind of what they've been doing. I know a lot of the DJs have been affected because they can't go to the clubs, and that's how they make most of their money. So as we were talking before, they're doing, they're
Cash
doing
App.
the Facebook and the IGs and doing their Cash App and things like that. So I think, you now we have to just find alternative ways to make money. I know this lesson is that you have to have multi streams of income.
Sure.
That is very important. And I think how you spend your money when we come out of this is going to be different too.
Absolutely,
So,
absolutely. And I think that even the creative part of what artists are doing, I mean, something just as simple as a t-shirt,
hmm
just,
hmm
and I mean, just a t-shirt, it's just nothing's, significant on the shirt, just maybe, some cartoon character or something, but
right.
just something to be able to have, I guess, commerce,
Right.
some sort of
Some
enterprise.
simple, yep. And it goes for everybody. Everybody should have something else going on besides their regular 9 to 5.
That's definitely a lesson.
This is definitely a lesson learned.
Yes,
Absolutely.
absolutely. I think so.
Yeah.
So now with the label, are they encouraging anything or adding any kind of compensations or any kind of ideas to the artists for them to,
I
kind
think
of
right
get
now, I think it depends on your deal. I think it depends on where you are in your deal, in your artistry. I just think it just depends. And I think right now on that aspect, artists are dealing with things on their self on that level.
Mhm.
Because if you don't have a new single, it just depends. If you have a single, then you can stream, you can get money that way. Being in the studio, if that's where you are. So it all just depends.
Mm.
There's no one concrete answer. It just really depends on where you are.
And being with Empire, I know the last that we talked, you had Fat Joe, you had Remy Ma. Do you have anybody new that's on the label now?
So we have Young Dolph. We have August Alsina. It's always growing. It's always evolving. A lot of independent artists. They're still kind of moving and grooving and doing different things. Joe has a huge platform on IG now.
Yeah.
It's huge. People love Joe. Well, Joe has that personality. So,
yeah.
I think this is a time for artists to become very creative. I think this is a time for you to do the things that you need to do to build your brand and continue your brand and continue your hustle in different ways.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Have you been on his live?
Not yet.
Yeah. Well, you need to get
I've
him
watched
on your
it.
live.
I've watched it. Yes, I've watched
Yeah.
it. Yes.
Oh yeah, he's hilarious.
He is. He's always been that way. Always been that way.
Yeah, I don't know if you've watched Fat Man Scoops, but his is hilarious.
Oh,
Also.
really? I didn't know he had one. I love Fat Man Scoops.
Please.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, please tune in. He is hilarious. Hilarious.
Watch him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well now we've got to go back a moment because you mentioned someone.
Yeah.
And I want to know, how is August Alsina doing?
I don't know him personally, but I think he's doing okay. I think it was a great strategy for him to do a song. He now has a song out called Entanglement with Rick Ross.
Yeah.
And I think that was great branding on his part. So, he's not really doing any interviews or anything like that, but I think it's great branding on his part for right now.
Yeah, that was enough.
Yep. Things like that. You got to use your creative juices. Okay, this is an opportunity. All right, here we go. So yes, definitely.
You guys, you just heard it. This is Mo. She's giving us the tea, and that's a good perspective on what she just said, because a lot of us have wondered what actually that was designed for. So
right, yeah. I think artists. If you make some money, buy some real estate. Buy things that could be bought and sold, and people don't realize that. If you buy a house, you can always sell it. If you buy this, you can always sell it. You always want to do something that's going to make you money that you can turn into liquid cash as opposed to
high and demand.
So people have to learn those lessons, though. Everybody, sometimes a fancy car is not. You got a car, a nice one. I'm not saying not to have a nice car, but I'm just saying, there are other things now, and hopefully this is a lesson.
That whole value as opposed to just things that look good. Right. Because yes, you can't live in a car. I mean, you can try, but that's not where
it's not going to work.
Just like the guy that just bought the Lamborghini with it.
Right. Is he crazy? He got over $400 million. The Lamborghini was 300 million. What are you doing? And so they weren't going to find out. I don't understand. People don't think.
And what was he doing to even get that much? And then to even,
They say he lied. Whatever it was, he lied on the application. So it messes it up for all the other little small businesses and people that really need it not to go out and buy a Lamborghini.
Lamborghini. What?
Yeah.
For what? To now be in jail. And
right.
You're not going to need the Lamborghini.
Exactly.
Yes, absolutely. And it's funny that you say that, as it relates to the industry, because, the NFL and the NBA have preached this for a long while to the young recruits that, you all have to diversify, you have to be
Right,
mindful of your, your portfolio, get the right people in place that can
right.
actually help you to get through this. Because like you said, people are going to spend money different. Money
Mm-hmm,
is coming in slower.
mm-hmm,
You have to be real creative as it
mm-hmm,
relates to what you're doing to get the money. So,
mm-hmm.
I mean, I agree, but us normal people, we live like that anyway. So,
Right, right.
you have to strategize. I mean, that is my day to day is real
Yeah.
estate. So, I mean, at the end of the day, that's just what I would suggest. But now, even with that, since we've been on IG and such, I've seen people having issues with, investing in projects and people not really, doing what they say they're going to do. And here we go with that. And then they're on the live all night going back and forth. And I'm
Right.
like,
And I don't think that's the best way to sort your business out. But the younger generation is a little different, you know,
no control,
no
no
control.
control.
But they'll learn. They'll learn. They'll figure it
And
out.
that's exactly why I decided to do my conversations with those that have something to say,
Hmm.
have some sort of ideology that you
Hmm.
can actually lean in and get and gain some information from.
Hmm.
I think that is just so very necessary. It's kind of
Hmm.
like when you used to go to your grandparents and they
Right.
give you the little bit and you didn't really want to hear it then because you felt like,
Right.
oh, we don't know what you're talking about. But now
Little did
it's
you
necessary.
know, right?
Yes, now
Now
it's
you gotta
necessary.
try to teach your own kids and listen. You need that credit. What you doing? All them credit
And you
cards
need to
is
go
not
put something
necessary.
away, stop spending.
Right.
So where's the shoebox?
Right, exactly, exactly. A hard head though, and I know at the end of the day you want to be able to experience things and buy things for yourself, once you get to a certain status, a certain level. And that's okay. But I think, you also have to learn how to put away and save, and a rainy day is a rainy day. So
I told my graphics designer when she was working on, your layout, and I said, you probably have been the most humble person that I have watched over the years. I mean, your personality when we see you, it's always, hey, it's just, the same. It's the same whether you're in a restaurant, whether you're in your office, whether you're in your car. I
mhm,
mean, whether you're with an artist, you're the same way. And I applaud that. And even, you have the ability to live any kind of lifestyle, I'm sure. And you've chose to just keep it simple, just keep
keep
it to
it
the
simple.
point where, yeah,
Yeah, keep it simple is the best because God giveth and He take it away. Let's be clear. I have learned some lessons over my career, and people think that I'm mean, but I'm really not because I'm not all chatty and in this click and in that click because I prefer to just roll. Sometimes when I'm working, we got a job to do. Let's get it done, and we're gonna keep it moving.
right.
And that's it. It keeps your head clean. It keeps you clear. So
Yeah, I applaud you for that because
thank
you're
you.
in so many different energies and you definitely have to be able to walk. And then of course, because you're leading people, I mean, you
Right.
can't be indecisive and,
Right.
caught in this and that and not be able to, get to the end result. So
Right.
yeah, I told her that. I said, Mo has been just that one
Thank
that
you.
it could have been all of Diva, could have been on,
No.
Real Housewives of blah, 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 blah. But I know that's not you.
Definitely not my personality. I'd be like, what are we doing? What is this?
Which would have made for a great show. That's
Right,
that you
probably
would
right.
you might need to consider.
Right, right, right. But yeah,
They
nah.
would have
They
they
wouldn't
would have
like me. I'd be like, okay, this is really too much for my life. So yes.
but I mean you have that story to tell in
Yeah.
so many ways, so many people that you've worked with and just kind of watching, like you say, some of them that have been clear um and pretty much, I guess, consistent, if you
Hmm.
will. They've maintained an awesome career. And
Hmm.
then some of the other ones have kind of jumped up and down and been in and out, and like you
Hmm.
said, have to do real major blast,
Right, right.
marketing blast to be able to
Right.
get back on. So you probably could write a book if you don't want to do the
Yeah,
actual
that's true. Yeah,
reality. Yeah, that's
yeah.
good. I think that would be awesome for you.
What
Are you
what
working?
go ahead.
Are you working on the front lines anywhere with the Black Lives Matter projects? Are you doing any of
No,
that?
I'm just kind of watching from the sidelines, and I'm definitely a supporter, but just work kind of watching from the sidelines of who, what, when, and why. and what's going on and paying attention and doing things like that.
Yeah.
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 So that's good. I think some of that for some people is personal. I think it depends. You know, not to just jump on a bandwagon because this is what everybody's doing. I think you have to believe. I think you have to do your research. I think you have to understand the whole dynamics of all that is going on.
Yeah.
I don't want to just talk about it, just be like, oh, so I can just act like I don't. Like if it's something I don't know, I'm gonna look it up and get the information. But I think that, you know, I think it's your personal preference if you decide to be loud about it. But that doesn't mean I'm not proud. That doesn't mean I'm not, you know, marching or doing whatever the case may be. I just think it's definitely somebody's personal preference of how they do it.
Yeah, how they approach it.
Hmm.
Absolutely.
Hmm.
Everybody's designed different.
Yeah.
I've been doing the prayers. I've been,
Right.
doing the things online. I've done
Right.
some bail money.
Right.
Yeah, all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Right.
So
And people don't have to know because it's all about you and God. God knows your heart. So, you know, it's all about how you do it, how you move. Some people
yeah,
leave with silence, some people don't decide not to. So it all really
yeah,
depends. So that's
yeah.
good.
Yeah, I think that it is important, and in this time, I think that
Hmm.
with so many things changing, it's good to kind of sit back and evaluate and see just where
Hmm.
we are and what we're doing. I mean, especially from 10 years ago,
Right.
to now, and again, that happens with this conversation.
Right.
It's good when we're not sitting in the house looking around at each.
Talking back and forth.
That we can we can get on a Zoom and say, "How you
Right.
feeling? What
Right.
you
What you
doing?"
doing? You all right today?
You were gonna ask me something I didn't
No,
want to.
I no, because I've known you for a while. Just what made you do this platform?
So ideally, it was designed for my life coach.
Okay.
She was the one that was supposed to
Do
do
it.
this
Okay.
and or actually participate. And the reason why I wanted her to come in on this is because I knew that in March when we started this pandemic stay home, people were going to mentally begin to crack, just like you
Mhm.
said. And and you and I know that you can have gone through something in life, in another facet and it still be very close to where we are today with this whole stay home and
Right.
unsure of what the
Right.
COVID is presenting and where it is and that. So to relate that to these situations, I said, hey, I think that it would be good for you to get on and start sharing some of the
Enlightenment.
coaching
Right.
techniques
Hmm.
for folks to be able to understand this will pass. This is what you should be doing, kind of get to learn yourself, like you said, understand some of the things that may be going on. Don't sit in a dark room and,
Hmm.
just kind
Hmm.
of lose it. And so she did it for a little while. And then she felt like, I think you got it. I think you can do it without.
Okay.
My approach to life coaching is different
Okay.
because, obviously with being mixed into the industry, I'm not going to walk around with like a Bible and, preach verses. I've never done that. But I mean, I can tell you about it, but,
Right.
my light is different.
Mhm.
So, with that being said, I felt like, she would be the one to kind of come in and I mean, every time someone goes under, I send her the text and I'm like, see, because she's not on social media much.
Okay. Got
I'm
you.
like, you see this? Like
This
a
is why.
Tamar. I'm like, you see this? I
Right.
told you you needed to be on here. And she's happy to talk to people privately, but
Hmm.
she just didn't really want to, to
Okay.
get on.
Okay.
So
That's
yeah,
good.
for me, this kind of came up and I've tapped into industry, for
Right.
many years now and building brands and coaching, in that regard. So I was like, all right, well, let's see. And like you said, in the house,
Right.
needs something to do. My real estate projects, I wasn't sending my teams out because of the
Right.
COVID.
No, I got it.
So
Hmm.
we were just
Okay.
like, okay, what are we gonna do?
Right. I got
Sit
you.
here
I
and
got it.
talk to good people and get good information and
Right. Right.
love on one another.
Right.
And
That's important.
yeah,
Absolutely. That's
and
important.
feel good, feel good. It was more so just kind of a bit of encouragement
Hmm.
and a way to just see, what other things can we do? What can,
Hmm.
we can support one another in doing, like I asked you about the treats that I so love.
Right.
Guys, she works
Basket
with
treats. Yeah.
someone and
Hmm.
she has the basket treats and they were delicious. I wish I
Hmm.
could have ordered some before, but look, I'll have to put it when I order them, I have to put them up.
Yeah.
Um, for Alexis. But yes, she used to do the infused cupcakes and
Hmm.
lollipops with the bling on them.
Berries and all of that. Yes. Hmm. Yep.
Is
Yep.
she
Yep.
still in Maryland?
Yes, she is. Hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
But she
Yeah, it got
travels
to the
now.
point.
She travels to LA. She travels to different places. So she's doing well. She's blessed. Definitely blessed.
Does she still have the store?
On Main Street in Laurel. Yep.
Does she?
hmm
That's
Yep. Her
awesome.
mom runs it, but she is still around.
Okay, and so
Yeah.
she has orders in LA and stuff that she's doing, or she's
Or
doing
she
some
flies
store.
out or sets it up and does different things like that. Yeah.
That's
So that's
so good.
good.
Tell her
She's
I
doing
said
good. Yeah.
congratulations. Did
That's
you
good.
build that part of it for her?
No, she kind of did it on her own. Like I would, if I would use her if I had artists come through and just different things like that and whatever. But she's really been building her brand, so she's been doing the thing. So it's a blessing,
Yes,
definitely a
that's.
blessing. So that's good.
And you said you've been making infused tequila.
No, if you no watermelon.
Oh, okay. All
No,
right.
no. I usually do watermelon. People like my watermelon, so I sometimes I use tequila, sometimes I use rum, it just depends on what's going on and who is it for. So that's what that was. Yeah,
Yeah, one step away from moonshine.
right, right. Because they do have flavored moonshine.
Yes, they do. I
They
have
do have, yes.
look, I have
you,
yes.
you might do a little sippy or two along
Listen,
with your champagne.
my
Along with the champagne.
my parents,
Now,
they
are
love
you
it.
doing champagne and orange juice?
Okay, so let me tell you about this.
Okay.
So Sunday, JD has a juke joint on Instagram.
hmm
You really should kind of just go around because people have all kinds of amazing
Yeah,
music.
yeah.
Yeah, so he had a juke joint going on, and he was sipping, and it was this, and I was like, oh, are you drinking mimosa? And I mean, I drink champagne all the time, but I had not put like the peach Bellini or anything to it. I just hadn't thought about it. So once I saw that on Sunday, I was kind of having my veg day. I was just, watching the TV or
hmm
whatever. I
hmm
jumped up, went out, got all these juices,
Have
bought
you
more champagne. I was like, mimosa it is. So I've been addicted to it since Sunday.
have you tried it with pineapple juice?
Pineapple, no. I have not had it in a while.
Okay, try champagne and pineapple juice.
I
Oh my
haven't,
god.
yeah, I don't think I've had pineapple, and I'm surprised that I'm even doing peach because of course it's normally just orange,
Orange,
but
right?
the peach is nice.
Yeah.
I'm
They say
liking
it
that.
smooths it out, like a different type of flavor to it. So that's good.
Yeah, and I'm good with the champagne period because I think the sugar from the juice it makes
hmm
it intensifies the intake, and if I'm in here by myself, that's not helping anything.
Absolutely, absolutely.
I need to look, some entertainment, and then
Right.
maybe I'll just throw it back. But
I
right now.
just think you need to text somebody, be like, text on me at 6 o'clock to make sure I'm good. Check on me.
No one, no one. I would just be sitting here because I'm back in Virginia. So
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
well, even my family, they're here, but not as close. But yeah,
Gotcha.
I'm not there anymore. So, with that. And so, we'll just stay quarantined for a while and just
Gotcha. I
sit
understand.
around and
I get
sit
it.
on your hands and do
Right.
all that crazy.
Right. I'm clear. I'm so clear.
Your family good?
Yes, my family's good. Yep.
Okay. That is
Everything. Yep. They're in
um
New York. Okay. Go ahead.
yeah, your family's in New York, but I had no idea after all of this time that you went to school at
Virginia
Virginia
State.
State.
hmm
And I was gonna text Damon and say, Damon, you need to get on this call with us because I always mess with him about being at Virginia State also.
Damian, who else? Well, Guy went there. The group Guy,
Yeah.
Aaron
It
Hall,
was
Damian
a
Hall.
lot. One of the Nubians was
Nubians went, yeah.
um who else? I don't know. Was DJ Cool down here for a while? I know he was always playing
I
here,
think
but
he
I
was
don't
going to
know.
play. I don't sure. I wasn't sure if he went though.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Yeah. I think Foot went. DJ Foot.
Oh yes. Uh-huh.
Big Foot went. I think it's been a couple of people. Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's been
So,
several that
hmm
have left Virginia State. That was a good time. That was a
that was
good
a good
era.
time.
And
Hence
we
why I had to leave. Hence why my mom was like, "Listen,
having too much fun.
you're doing too much."
That's Virginia State.
Yes, I know.
So what's on the plans for you? Do you have anything going on nonprofit wise, or what are you doing for yourself outside of industry?
You know what? I also consult. I consult for the Office of Cable Television, Film, Music, and Entertainment here in DC, which I've done a few things with them, and they have different projects, and I've been there about 5 years now. I helped put on, it's called the Emancipation Day concert that happens at Freedom Plaza. This would have been my 5th year doing it if had we done it in April. Um, I've done a little producing. I got a little co-producing credits. So I've been doing other stuff besides, like I said, you have to be able to do other things. So I've been doing other things, and it's been good. It's been good to me, and I can't complain. So
Yeah, that's good.
yeah,
Have you produced anything digital
not
this
yet. No, this is all kind of in the studio, and there's a show that they have on DCN called "I Wish You Knew," which is a like millennial aspect, but I got producers credit on that, and just different things. So it's been pretty good.
year? Yeah,
So it's
that's
good to
awesome.
learn new things, and it's
I
been
think that is amazing that, some have been able to kind of excel through all of this, even if
hmm
it's been a slowdown in one regard, that
hmm
has been allowing us to be able to pick up something else and
right.
really, put forth those efforts and do
Mhm.
well at it.
Mhm.
So, I guess that it allows you to have your hands in some other things if you do enjoy producing.
Right. And I think you have to prepare yourself. I think everybody has 2 to 3 careers in their lifetime. I know nothing lasts forever. The music industry is ever changing, it's different.
Yeah.
And you have to prepare yourself. You definitely have to prepare yourself for the next move. It's hard when, people like, oh, you party for a living. Not necessarily. It is work. It is work. You have to deal with so many personalities. And so it's work that goes into it. I don't think people see that part. I think people see the glamour part of it all, but it's some work that behind the scenes is definitely work. And sometimes when you're dealing with an artist and they're not feeling their best, and then you're trying to get them like, okay, like what are we doing? You're trying to get your own personality in check. So it's some things, but it's been good. It's been good to me, and I can't complain. And and then it's okay for me to branch out and do other things as well. You have to be able to branch out. You don't have to be stuck in one place. And I think
Absolutely.
sometimes we all get complacent because fear may take over. Anything may take over them and say, "All right, what are you doing? Why are you going that way?" Well, you're not going to know until you find out,
Yeah.
until you experience it. Okay, that didn't work out for me, but now I know. You know your boundaries. You know what you're capable of doing, what you don't want to do, and that's the only way you're gonna find out is if you try. So
That's it, if you
that's
try. And now this is the best time.
the best
I
time.
think that it's less output and more to gain at this point.
That's it.
I mean, just even from, production and just creating
That.
and just even
hmm
having conversations. You do not have to fly, you do not have to spend money and sit in restaurants. You do not have to go through all these extra layers to get
Right.
something, put out.
Right.
The
Right.
platforms are available for you to be
Right.
able to do that. Now, whether that'll ever change, remains to be
Right.
seen. Hopefully not at this moment, but
Right.
yeah, I mean, I do believe that it is an opportunity for you to be able to
Yep.
find something, find
Yep.
find something that, and usually it's something that you've always wanted to do, and you just kind of suppressed it with what you had
Right.
to.
Exactly. Exactly. Yep. But
Good.
listen, we only get one life. Don't let anybody tell you different.
And
Don't
that's
do
that's the best message, and live it, and I
it.
think a lot of us have been nervous to live it or
Yeah,
complacent with
that's
just
fair.
living.
That word, that fear is an effer boy. Fear
Yeah,
is
but
hard.
you can't have fear and faith. You got
No,
to pick one.
no, you got to pick one. And then,
That's
but those are lessons learned. Those are absolutely lessons learned. You don't realize it all the way, but those are definitely lessons learned. So,
Yeah, and it's crazy that we had to get to this age. Like, could we
mhm.
have done that like 15 years ago? Oh my goodness, we could have
but
been
we weren't ready. We weren't ready. So,
definitely thought we could do it all. We could challenge the world. We could have it all. We didn't have to listen. We were resilient.
yeah,
And now here we are.
and invincible.
Now we're like, mercy.
Right, Lord, please.
Prayer.
Yeah, exactly.
How you doing?
Right,
Bless you.
right,
Everybody got a scripture.
right. So,
Their best emoji is the praying hands.
right,
Bless
right.
you.
Thank you.
Yes. Now, did you have an opportunity to work with Biz? Have you
Mhm.
worked with him in the
No, I
past?
mean I've seen them in the DJing and just different things like that.
but you have not. So yeah, we're definitely praying for
Mm-hmm.
him,
Yeah.
um, as he is, and he's there. He's near you, right?
Uh-huh. We live in
Uh-huh.
Maryland somewhere.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So we hope that all goes well with him.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, good. I am so happy to have been able to have a
Yeah.
conversation with you. I feel so privileged because I don't see you out much,
Yeah.
especially on these platforms. So for you to say, I'm typically not the one to do this, I'm hoping
Right.
that Joe will see you and some other ones will see you on and be like, let's get her on. Even
Thank you. I
TT,
appreciate that.
I think she's been on a couple times. She's done
Who?
live.
Oh,
TT.
TTO. Okay,
Mhm.
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so she's been on live. So I'm gonna have to text her and say,
Yeah.
I got Mo first.
Well, yes, it was a pleasure talking to you.
Absolutely. I'm so happy that we were able to bond virtually.
Absolutely.
And we'll do a part two of this. I guess if you
Okay.
have anything exciting going on, especially if you create anything digital, any
Okay.
kind of
I'll
events and
definitely let you
such,
know.
please let us know so that we can get tickets or whatever to
Okay.
your concerts or any
Perfect.
ideas that you have.
All right. Absolutely. All right.
Yes, thank you
Okay.
so, so much.
Only one more drink if that's it. No more. I know. Look at you like
it's
I don't
it's
know about all that.
4 o'clock. Listen,
Let's get ready. 5 o'clock happy hour. What are
I'm
you
about to
talking
say
about?
that conversation didn't last that long. I got a
Oh,
whole evening to go.
oh
I'll be
my God.
texting you back like, what are you doing?
Right,
Remember you
right,
said
right,
I'm on my fourth drink by
right,
now.
right. Well, enjoy. And it was a pleasure
Yes,
talking to you
thank
as well.
you. Thank
All
you.
right. All
So
right.
good to
Have a
see
good one.
you. All right,
Bye.
bye.